In this episode, we're going to take a visit to Future Frags in Stoke on Trent, a spot of freshwater fishing. I've also started to dose iodine into the tank, update on water parameters and the Pom Pom Crab. Get that cup of tea on. Let's roll those titles. My little Red Sea Max Nano is crying out for some more showpiece corals, colourful and cheap. The cheap is not really happening, but every time I search social media like Facebook and Instagram, I keep getting stopped on certain corals that just look that little bit special. And every time I ask where they're from, people keep saying the same shop, which is Future Frags in Stoke on Trent. So I want to check out this little business and see what all the fuss is about. Now, what I know so far, it's a little independent coral shop nestled in Staffordshire, and it's run by Scott and his wonderful wife. It actually shares the same building as a reptile shop and a koi carp shop. So I need to go and see what's happening down there, and maybe I can pick up a beautiful showcase piece of coral. Also, my friend's giving me a quick message. He's doing a little bit of freshwater fishing just on the edge of Stoke, so I'm going to nip there as well, and then I'm going to go and visit Future Frags and check out what all the fuss is about. So let's go and take a look. Right guys, so we've just stopped off at Baden Hall on my way to look for corals in Stoke, but just for any freshwater fishing fans, here we are, look, doing a bit of freshwater fishing on, what's that? Lodge pool. So in here we've got freshwater carp, we've got carp and carp, mirror carp, common carp. You see how much I know about freshwater, guys. There's no tangs, no tangs in here unfortunately. There's no bright colours, but about an hour ago pulled out a 10-pounder, nice big 10-pounder. So yeah, just trying to cater for all markets, you know what I mean. Saltwater, freshwater, it's all happening. I'm just on a flying visit, but hopefully we can come back and have a day camping out, some beers and some freshwater fishing. But yeah, just thought I'd come and show you. Is that where you want it to be? I thought you wanted a bit more there.
That'll do, you've only got one chance with the bag, haven't you?
Yeah.
It's alright actually, because I've gone a bit further along. I'm in the zone, I'm just exploring it, mate. There can't be that many fish out there. But well, I can't really go anywhere else, can I, man?
I think it's a good spot.
It is a good spot, that. In that corner.
Sheltered, isn't it?
Quiet corner.
Near the reeds. And
wouldn't surprise me if that one flew off, mate, to be honest.
Well, hopefully it will. So 20 minutes after I left, on that exact line, he reeled in this 13-pound common carp. Typical that I missed it. So we've made it about 45 minutes. We're here at Future Frags. In fact, there's a nice church over there, to be fair. There you go, look, there's a nice little church. Future Frags, there we are. So we're going to take a look inside, hopefully can give you a little nose. Proper nosy as reefers are, we always want to see what's inside. Anyway, let's go. Once you've headed up the stairs, you've arrived at Future Frags and you're greeted by the most stunning, there's 3 of these nano reef tanks. The one on the counter has actually been running for 5 years, doesn't need any water changes, self-sustaining. The coral banks are absolutely popping. Here is the Euphilia one. You've just seen some zoas there. Here is some torches, my favourite section. You know I'm a sucker for torches. Different types of torches, mainly Indo gold torches. There is the Holy Grail that's growing out. I wish I could have afforded that one. Then you've got your hammer corals, all priced individually per head. You've got some green hammers there. You've got some pink and orange hammers, and then you've got your Euphilia extending garden up to your frog spawns. But these are absolutely stunning. Now, the shop is absolutely immaculate. Scott is constantly going around cleaning his coral trays, his glass, you know the little kind of salt deposits you get at the top of the glass. He wipes all that down, absolutely spotless. I was in the shop for over an hour. Didn't feel any pressure to buy anything, even though I was collecting something. Made to feel very welcome. Offered me a brew straight away. Look at these Trachyphilias and these Schollies. That Scolly there is absolutely beautiful. There's just so many special pieces. Now these Trachyphilias look absolutely awesome, and now I'm worried about how big my rainbow Trachyphilia is going to get after seeing some of these absolute beauties. He runs his tank at 8 DKH, between 8 and 8.2. Nitrates are running at 5 or just below, and phosphates run at 0.07. Doses phyto, a little bit of AB+, and also he doses that mangrove muds, which he swears by is one of the reasons that he got it. This is the Frag Rack, this is the sold rack. Look at that, oh my god, the OG mushroom there, and mine's in the distance there. That rainbow chalice at the back is what I was coming to come and collect. There's absolutely stunning. It kind of gives you a flavour of being underneath the sea in a coral reef. There's some Montipora and lots of chalices at the back as well. He's really hot on feeding natural products, so you get a lot of advice. As I say, you don't feel any pressure to buy. Scott is a passionate hobbyist, first and foremost, and he doesn't really like selling his collection. That's what I kind of get the gist of. That looks like lithophilin coral there. And there are his prestigious rainbow chalices at the back there. In fact, there's quite a few, I think, different ones there. Forgive me, I'm not an expert, oh my goodness, on all the names of the corals, but that's the colony that I went for there. In the centre, the rainbow chalices. He's not selling them all, he's growing some of them out, and he's keeping some for his own collection. But they are absolutely beautiful. Scott and his wife run the most magnificent business. It's super friendly. As I say, you'll feel very welcome when you go, and give you any advice that you need about how to best look after your corals, because these ones are clearly doing very well. I could do with a couple more of those rainbow chalices, but I am absolutely skint after just buying one of them. But look how beautiful that is. Regular water changes and maintenance on the tanks. The tanks are really clean. As I say, he's got 3 of these huge coral tanks running in the shop. Underneath, you've just got skimmers, simple filtration, bioballs and skimmers. There is a small selection of fish as well, so you can pick up your fish along with your corals. Quite a lot of designer clownfish, blennies, tangs. As I say, I'm still learning some of the names of these corals and fish, as you know. I think that's a firefish there. Is that an angelfish, I think, there as well? I don't know, really. There's the lionfish and a puffer. So you say, the fish tanks are absolutely spotless. Fish are super active and healthy. So you can pick up your fish, you can pick up your corals, you can get some advice. Oh, that beautiful copper band butterfly looks absolutely stunning. As I say, everything's priced up, so you don't even have to ask. Sometimes it does feel a bit awkward when you're asking for prices because it's not on there. You're worried about what the shock will be once they tell you the price. Behind this is one of the most beautiful soft coral tanks. Look at this. It looks absolutely natural. And I loved my visit to Future Frags. Look at that. Honest to God, I've got to film this now. I've just got out of the shop. That is one of the best ever customer service experiences I have ever had. Not just in reefing, but anything. So I've been in the shop speaking to Scott and his wife for, it must be an hour and a half, chatting to me all about different aspects of feeding, reefing, how they run the tanks, telling you get all the background of where the corals come from, kind of the history to the coral, how to care for it, and what their parameters are in the tank. I picked up obviously the rainbow chalice. It looks insane. It's one of those really special pieces, so I've got it in its fragile box here, so I need to really be careful with that. Take it back home, and I'll show you all that when I get home. I'll show you where I put it in the tank and things like that. but could not give you more time. Ask any questions I had, all, you know, kind of answered on how to care for the Chalice when I got it back. Told me about how to elevate it off the sandbed, prevent any parasite, well, not parasites, but any damage to the Chalice, because obviously it's a really precious thing. He also gave me some advice, which is to take out the nem. So I think just the way the tank's going with these kind of corals that I've got now, for the 40 quid nem, even though it's stunning, I think it's got to go, because it's just running too much of a... I've got, which I'm going to do on a separate video, some Fiji Coral Mud, which apparently is like the best kind of nutrition for your coral reef available. Completely natural, kind of mineralization, cleans your water up, and hopefully the corals will love it. But if you are in the north of England, I'm not even going to say near Stoke, if you're in the north of England, you've got to come and visit this shop, Future Frags. I'm not been sponsored, I've got nothing, you know, nothing here. I paid full price for the coral and stuff. I'm saying this genuinely, you've got to go. The corals are phenomenal. And what I'm going to do after this little clip, I'm going to show you the coral beds, I'm going to show you the shop, and you can see for yourself what stuff's in there. But can I just thank Future Frags for the best customer experience ever. And Scott, whatever you've been doing for the last 7 years, mate, just keep going, because it is phenomenal. Now, let's get this coral back. Let's get it back in the Red Sea Max Nano, and let's look at how beautiful it is, because I'm so excited to show you. But I had to fill it now because this is my reaction. So there is the rainbow chalice from Future Frags. Now, before you say anything, Mogsy has also got one, and he copied off me before anybody says anything. But he also got his, no, he didn't really copy off me. He also got his from Future Frags. He got it from exactly the same place as I did. Bit of advice from Scott. He said place it on the sandbed. It doesn't need high par, so par between 80 to 150. And DKH in terms of the tanks there are around about 8. Don't dip. So when I got my rainbow chalice, don't dip it, because that can strip the colours almost straight away. But you can also see that we've elevated it slightly, so it's sat on a little plug, and that allows it then to flow and encrust onto the plate as well. So hopefully that will be very happy there. But that is absolutely stunning. Now, I don't like talking about money, so I'm just going to say it is an expensive piece, because I bought it because I like the look of it. But if you want to know how much these are, go and check out Future Frags on Facebook, join the group, and Scott will be happily there to advise you, to help you, and to let you know the price if you want to buy one. But absolutely stunning. Honestly, right, if you are ever in the area of Stoke-on-Trent, even in the north of England, as a reefer, you must get yourself down there. It's a special place, not only for the corals and the quality of the corals, but the customer service. And it's more than that, okay? When you buy the corals from there, he tells you about where the corals have come from, in terms of the care guide for the corals as well. And it's all based around nutrition, coral feeding and coral food. Now, one of the things that Scott gave to me was this. And it doesn't look very, it's basically a bag of mud, but this is from the mangroves area, full of nutrients and beneficial kind of bacteria and things like that for the reef. And he swears by this stuff, so I'm going to make a special video based on this coral mud, this Fijian mangrove coral mud, to see how well that works in the tank. Apparently you put in about a fingernail's worth of the mud, drop that in near the wave maker at night, let it spread itself around the tank, and the following morning, apparently this gives you the best and healthiest looking corals and crystal clear water as well. So I'm super excited about that. But that's what I mean in terms of the shop. It was purely about corals, coral health, fish health and feeding, nutrition for the tank. It was a really great place to go. And I'm not endorsed by Future Frags at all. I'm not sponsored by them. I got no discount when I was there, and that's how I want to keep it. But if I like a place or if I like a product, I'll tell you so that you can go and experience it for yourself and you can see what it's like for yourself. I don't want to waste people's time. You know, go down, have a look and see really how good this little shop is. If there was a reefing map, I know I'm a big fan of maps as a geographer. If there was a reefing map, this place must be on that reefing map. I always think about is it the 500 road that goes around Scotland, you know, like the road that everybody has to do. I think between us on YouTube and Instagram we should make a map about all the places that you must visit if you're a keen marine aquarist, or if you've got a marine tank, places that you must stop at different parts of the country. Future Frags, thank you for the customer service. You're doing an amazing job down there, and I want everybody to have the same experience that I did when I went. So go and check it out. Right, another update. Another update is I've started to dose Red Sea's Trace Colour Iodine. Now, this came on the back of my Triton water test, which basically showed that I had no iodine in my tank at all. And all I hear everybody on YouTube and Instagram is, you be very careful putting this stuff into your tank. It makes you super nervous when people say, you know, if you go a little bit over the dosage, then you're going to wipe out your tank, you're going to wipe out your fish and your corals, because it's such a potent chemical. However, I want a bit more colour. So with my Red Sea Max Nano, I'm trying to go for coloration rather than growth. So I'm not too interested in rapid growth, because obviously it's a tiny little tank. I don't need things to be growing out too quickly, because that's just going to mean that I'm going to have to spend loads more money on a 4-foot tank updating what I've got already. So I'm going on the coloration side, and this is one of the trace colours. And I've started to dose it. I've dosed one kind of lot of dosing of the Red Sea Iodine. And this is what I'm putting in. I'm putting in 0.5 mil every 2 weeks into the sump. So I'm just pouring it into the back of the sump here, 0.5 mil every 2 weeks, which is way below what they actually say you can dose, but I'm a bit wary. But we'll see how it goes, and hopefully it'll start to colour things up even more so than we've already got. But I'm enjoying it. Okay, I've got a little update as well for you on the Pom Pom Crab. Okay, let's have a little look at what's happening with our Pom Pom Crab. So just a closer inspection. It does look like a molt, so crabs that are less than 4 inches in diameter molt a couple of times a year, and this little guy is. Just looking at the back of him as well, just open up the back, it looks like perhaps he's slipped out of there with the back of the shell and then made his way out. And also there doesn't appear to be any eyes. It's a bit like a post-mortem, this is. There doesn't appear to be any eyes, so again we're going with, I think this is one of the molts. But when you come across this in your tank, it is very worrying to think you might have lost one of your livestock, but we think this is a molt. But only time will tell, and like most things in reefing, a little bit of patience and hopefully he or she turns up in the tank. But it's looking promising just from what we've seen. Now, I've got a little bit of good news. Since filming that little clip 2 days ago, I've actually seen the Pom Pom back in the tank. He was out for feeding yesterday, and he's looking bigger, plumper, fatter and healthier. Now he's got his brand new shell. But when you do see them, when you do see these shells laying around the tank, it does worry you as a little bit of a reefer. Now, talking about shells, actually, this morning I can swear that I saw a brand new baby conch snail. Now, as you know, I do have 2 little conch snails. Well, not little anymore, they're quite big. So there's one of my little conch snails. There we go. They're doing a wonderful job of the sandbed. The other one is just at the back there, going around the corner. I don't know if you can see it. There you go. But this morning, I swear, and I don't know if I'm losing the plot here, but I swear to you, reefers, I saw... Oh, no, it's there! It's there! That there! You see? This one here? Is that a baby conch? because it looks like one to me. It's got an eye poking out. It's got a long kind of elongated shell. I wish I could get you closer. I'm really glad it's actually come out on camera. That wasn't planned, by the way. I swear that's a baby conch snail. I think we've got a baby conch, and if we have, I am a very proud father to have a little conch snail in the tank. Now what you're probably going to tell me now is that that is some sort of pest or something, and then I won't be as excited, but I swear to you there, it's near the 24 karat gold lithophyllin coral that I bought from Prestige Reef. Just behind there is what I believe to be a baby conch. So that means we potentially have a bit of love, a bit of romance in the tank, and also a new addition. So how cool is that? Now, one of the questions I get asked most about on Instagram and Facebook is what are my water parameters? So I'm going to share with you my water parameters for the little Red Sea Max Nano. Let's have a little look at what this tank is running at the moment. So these are my parameters that the tank is pretty stable around at the 5-month mark. I'm not chasing any numbers, but I just thought I'd share them with you because, as I say, a lot of people ask me what the parameters are for my little tank. So there they are. If you've made it this far in the video, thank you so much. Honestly, I do really appreciate it. And remember, Jay's Real Reef UK is not sponsored by any business. I'm not endorsing any businesses. I pay full price for every product, and I want to keep it that way because then I can let you know genuinely what I think is good product. Now, going back to the Red Sea colours, it's far too early to tell you if this is any good. I'll give you an update in a few months' time and see if we've got a bit more coral. But I will say, you must check out Future Frags in Stoke-on-Trent. Scott and his wonderful wife are running the A1 business of corals. I would go as far as saying it's probably the best coral shop in the north of England. That's brave, but I'm going to put it out there. Check out the link in Facebook. He actually has 2 Facebook pages. He has a main screen Facebook page, and if you show enough interest or you want to buy something, there is a second kind of members group. It's not paid for, you don't get charged to be in there, but the corals go quickly. So as soon as they post, they do go quite quickly, but that's where you get kind of priority to the best stuff. As I say, not endorsed, not sponsored, just want you lot to get the same access to corals that I've got through Future Frags. So check them out on Facebook. They do have a website, but the website at the moment is not updated regularly, and that's because of the pressures that they've got in terms of keeping up with family life and running an LFS. So if you want some nice corals from Future Frags, go to Facebook page, join and follow, and then you will get hopefully invited into the Future Frags separate members group. As I say, it's absolutely free, and that's where Scott posts most of his corals, but you do have to be fast because they are very special. We're going to wrap up the episode here. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We are going to do a live stream on Mogsys Aquarium next week, so check out the Friday night live stream on Mogsys Aquarium. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. It's a collaboration with Jay's Real Reef UK, Fishpalace, Bearded Reef and Mogsys Aquarium. We get the beers on and we also chat. There's about 50 of us join the live streams. It's great reefing chat, and last week, if you didn't catch it, it's with Kraken Corals. Make sure you watch it. Follow Jay's Real Reef UK on Instagram, and thank you to everybody who's subscribed to the channel and watches the videos. I'm absolutely loving this journey, and I really appreciate all the support from you guys and girls out there. But for now, I'll see you in the next episode. You take care. Wish you the best of luck with those reef tanks. Enjoy your reefs and stay safe. Thank you very much. Bye bye.